But it was more of my teachers, my peers, the other people who would just keep saying, Diya, this is not for you. You're not cut out for this. Even in design school, also, it was like that. So there was a pattern. And that pattern led me to start believing that I'm very small in this. My role is nothing over here. So I used to always feel little small in my, and I used to always play the small game. So that got me very curious about what can I do beyond this. I don't believe that image is all about dressing up and only looking good. No, image is also about how you feel within. It's about what the inner self really talks. Because if your outer self is showing that this is how you dress and all, but your inner self is not congruent to that, what's the point? So that was the intention. So I said, let me teach people that it's not just about having the most expensive wardrobe.
Thank you so much, Diya, for joining this. This is such a pleasure and such a privilege that I got this chance. So thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. I'm also very, very happy to be on this. So I'm really excited to see how this unfolds. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah, I'm also very excited for this. So before we begin about your journey, can you say a little bit about what you do for the people who have not heard about you in my audience?
Yes, so I'm an impact creator coach. I help in image and personality pretty much, and I'm on a mission to help people become impact creators so that they can enrich and empower the society through their magnetic personalities and image. So whatever role that they play, they work more on their personality and image actually brings out the best in them. So that's what I do. That's like in a nutshell, and I've been doing this for more than, if you're right now, more than 12 years. And I've been into training and coaching for a while. So I've been doing this, this has been like a big passion for me to help other people, because once upon a time, I was struggling with it when I was trying to make my name and, build my brand and build my this thing. So I thought it's not just about going and marketing yourself and selling a product or a service. It's more about going there and being you, like being your image, being your personality, like being that magnetic force of energy where people will be attracted to you. So that's what I wanted to, build for people. And that's how I, started building this brand and building things in my career. So in a nutshell, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, so you did all this single-handedly, like?
Yes, pretty much single-handedly, everything done all by myself. I started as a solopreneur. Now I outsource things. I have my own teams coming from all over India. So I have like a marketing team, ads team, all that's now because over a period of time I have built. So initially, yes, it was a lot of me doing it just as a freelancer, as a person, just figuring things out. But after a point, I realized that, I need to kind of branch out. I need to kind of expand. So that's how it evolved into what it is today.
Okay, that's actually very interesting, but I'm actually a little bit more curious related to how you started and why you thought that this is something that's the need of the hour and you need to be this brand. Like,
Yeah.
what was the thought process?
Yeah, so the thought process is simple. It's very like so I always used to, as a child, I had very supportive parents, but whenever I was in school or in college or anywhere where I was trying to explore and do something that I love, I was always pulled back from it. It was always like, no, 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 don't do it. This is not it. Not only from my parents, because of course my parents were just looking for the best for me, but it was more of my teachers, my peers, the other people who would just keep saying, Diya, this is not for you. You're not cut out for this. Even in design school also, it was like that. So there was a pattern. And that pattern led me to start believing that I'm very small in this. I'm not my role is nothing over here. So I used to always feel little small in my, and I used to always play the small game. So that got me very curious about what can I do beyond this? And that's when I signed up for this program. It's a course at Image Consulting Business Institute, wherein I wanted to join for working on myself. The idea was to work on myself. I never knew I'm going to be a trainer and no idea that I'm going to do all that. But when I got in, that's when I realized that this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I love dressing. I love styling. I love doing things. I love being my natural self. I love, letting go of things, having fun. So I like doing all those things. And I wanted to teach other people also to train to be their best versions and to own their authenticity. So that's how I started building it. And I realized that, you know what, those people were making me play the small game. And when I got here, it was like, okay, this is where I have to, grow, and I want to do something so that I don't, like, people don't face what I faced back in the day. So that's how it started. And with regards to image and personality, say, I don't believe that image is all about dressing up and, only looking good. No, image is also about how you feel within. It's about what the inner self really talks. Because if your outer self is showing that this is how you dress and all, but your inner self is not congruent to that, what's the point? Right? So
Yes.
that was the intention. So I said, let me teach people that it's not just about having the most expensive wardrobe. Yes, you do look good, you do look nice, you look graceful, you set yourself up for success. All that is great. It's always good to look good. But that's not the only thing. A lot of people look good, but behind the scenes, they are not feeling good about it. So that's where I said I need to come in, I need to step in. And then, the personality. And I mean, personality is not just about, so for in my entire journey, personality was all about learning some soft skills. Yes, it's important to learn soft skills, but for me, it's about building the energy in you and that magnetic force so that people come to you, they are attracted towards you. So I said, okay, I need to work on that. And while I was working on that, I saw people coming to me. I saw companies getting, coming and booking me for their trainings. And I was like, it's just happening. So that's how the whole, thing evolved. And then 2019, I met my mentor, and my mentor said that stop downplaying. You need to go and take action. And that's when I built the online business with my mentors. And I started as Design Your Presence as a community, and then I moved on to Impact Creators Club. That's what it is today. So yeah, that's been a journey.
Awesome. This is so inspiring. But I have one question related to the small game that you talked about. So, as Indians, there are so many Indians, especially the women, as a young girl only, we are told to play the small game all the time. We are not, if we even raise our voice a little and be assertive also, like there is a lot of this differences. So what advice would you like to give to these young girls who are being pushed down? They are told not to talk loudly or not to laugh loudly even. What advice would you like to give to them so that they can achieve a lot in their life?
See, these are all, these days we live in a world of a lot of awareness, okay, and a lot of knowledge around us. So it's very important to educate yourself that you do what you feel is right. You have your own mind, a mind of your own that will allow you to go beyond what people tell you. People are going to constantly tell you to play the small game, but that doesn't mean they're right. Right? The way you see it is what really works over there. How you respond to it. Now, suppose somebody tells you that, hey, don't dance in front of the people, or don't speak so loudly. It's not elegant to speak loudly. It's very, it doesn't look good that you're speaking loudly in front of your adults and your people and all that. You pause and you look at how you're going to respond to this. So there are two ways to respond to it. One is either you say that, okay, I'm going to listen to them and I'm not going to, which is what most girls do, most women do. They say, okay, they said that it doesn't look good, so I'm not going to do it. Or the second option is that you choose for yourself and say, okay, if I raise my voice, how's it going to benefit the world out there? How's it going to make an impact over there? If I raise my voice, what's going to happen there? Will it be a good thing? If it's positive, I'm going to continue doing it. It's okay, because today my family or whoever tells me to dull down my voice might say things because they feel that is right. But what do you feel is right? So ask yourself that question. And today's girls, today's women, we all are very, very exposed to all kinds of information, all kinds of experiences. So we have every right to judge and see, okay, this is the right time to say it, this is the wrong time to say it, right? But where you do it. But if you keep dulling down your noise, your voice, not noise, your voice, your the way you are, your personality, everything, over a period of time, that suppression is only going to lead to a lot of sadness,
Yeah.
a lot of anxiety, and a lot of doubt that you have in yourself that even though you're very good at what you do, you're not able to do it because you have dulled down so much.
Yeah.
And
Very,
that's
very
what
true.
happened to me, and I don't want people to make that mistake. So, yes.
That is so beautiful. I just love this. And many, many women actually need to hear this because people are usually having so much of self-doubt, especially women. They're being told ki, chup karo, or, tumhe samajh nahi aata, or, something like that. Or, even with when it's related to finances, they are told that you will not understand, I'll help you with it, or something like that. And, they may be very subtle, but it actually brings down their confidence, and they also start questioning, am I
Yes.
really that dumb? Or, maybe I'm really that dumb, like I don't really know much, let them do it. That kind of a mentality comes in for many women, as we have seen already. So there are two questions here. The first one is related to how to build that confidence, that I know, like I am somebody. So that is one question. And the second question is related to how, the appearance can change how people think about you. So first, let's go to the confidence part.
So I think with confidence, the first thing is self-belief. You got to have faith in yourself. That's more important than dressing well and body language and everything. You got to have faith in yourself. You got to be okay with being let's look at it this way. You got to be okay to own yourself 100%, whether there are good side of you and the bad side of you. Nobody's perfect. Okay, because there are going to be some bad traits of you which you're going to accept it, and there are going to be some good traits of you. A lot of people focus on the good traits because they feel that that is what is going to get them to wherever they are, but the bad traits also are part of you, and it's okay to accept them, because the more you accept them, the more you will show up 100%. So there will be some times where the bad traits will show more, which is fine. I mean, that is, you're a human being. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a person who's okay, you're owning it 100%. Where you use it, it depends. Now, if you use it, against your relationships, against your health, against everything, that's a wrong thing to do. But if you accept it that, yeah, I have this trait and I need to work on it, that's a different scenario. So that's one way to build your confidence, because you are accepting yourself 100%. Second thing, of course, keeping the faith in, whatever you're doing. Thirdly, I would say that it is also about going in front of the mirror and looking at yourself the way it is. It's not about wearing a mask. It's not about wearing, saying, trying to be something that you're not. Because if you're going to be doing that many times, what's going to happen? It's going to break eventually. They say some people believe in this whole thing of faking it till you make it, right? What I believe is that, when you fake it, your authenticity is hidden. So it's just the way I believe. I just feel that, when you fake it, okay, there are sometimes you just need to fake it till you make it for certain things in your life. It depends on which part of your life, maybe your career. You just want to show that you're really good at what you do. And then when the time comes, you actually become what you're good at. And then, it just becomes a blend, which is fine. But sometimes when you're faking who you really are, that's where it backfires. How much ever you hide, that's where the confidence comes down. When you start telling yourself that, no, I will do whatever it takes, I will, if I have to take risks, I'll take risks. So be it. That's how you take risks. So I just feel that confidence is from there, where you earn it and you own it. It's not just about, yeah, okay, I'm going to wear the best clothes and I'm going to have good body language and I'm going to gain my confidence. A lot of speakers I've seen also are not confident, even though they have very good body language.
Yeah.
I've seen that as well. And I can see through people, because I know, I mean, I've worked on so many people with regards to energy, with, how they are behind the scenes, and, it's not that. So I feel people have a very fixed notion about how to be confident. But actually, there is so much to it. It's about you. So, yeah, that's a bit about confidence.
So when you say confidence, the one thing that people are really like focusing upon is, as you said, the bad traits, like you mentioned this very subtly, that bad traits, we can use it for the good in a way, like how you are using it. So can you give a little bit of, some examples on how the bad traits could be used, or even making peace with it for that
Not about
matter?
using bad. It's about, firstly, it's about accepting it. See, nobody's perfect. So
Yeah.
sometimes now, say, I'll give you an example that, okay, you are a healthy person, you go to the gym and all that, but then one of your bad traits is you binge eat. You eat you eat all the junk. Okay. You accept it, you're aware of it that, yeah, I eat the junk. I go to my workout, but I eat the junk. But that doesn't make you, bad at your health. It's just that you are trying to strike a harmony between this and that. Okay. Another thing is that now another bad trait would be probably that you don't speak well sometimes. You tend to, just retaliate when somebody tries to give you criticism or something like that. And you don't speak well. There are many times people don't realize that they don't speak well. But when you realize that you don't speak well, automatically you accept it and say, okay, next time I'm going to be more conscious about it. And I'm going to work on this and I'm going to go ahead. So when people are not, thing is, when they are not aware and not present with their traits, automatically the confidence comes down. None of us are perfect. Everybody has got some trait which is their demon, and that demon will come in the way every time, but you have to understand how do you deal with the demon. That demon could be something wherein, it could be in health, it could be in relationships, it could be in the way you speak, it could be how you show up, it could be how you do the work, your focus, your productivity, anything it can be. It could be that, you binge watch Netflix, who knows? But the thing is, when you're aware of it, you know that you can control it and you can handle it. So don't let your traits control you. You can control them. And that's where the confidence comes in.
So awareness is everything.
Yes, awareness about what you do and how you are. Like I've seen a lot of mothers, and I'm sure you're a mother. I've seen a lot of mothers who have kids, and they have this guilt that I'm not able to take care of my child 100%. Nobody's perfect. It's okay. Yeah, you make mistakes. Your child will understand. You will move on.
One point on the same thing is, it's just still feels a little bit missing, which is the mistakes. It's one thing to have a bad trait, which is like a constant thing. Like if I'm a little, if you have anger issues for that matter, then you have anger issues. You can easily get angered. Okay, that's one bad trait, and maybe you're using it as a leader. You are using it well to manage your team. Maybe that's one thing. But what about mistakes? Like people usually connect confidence with mistakes. Many of my students who come for my productivity course, they are also saying, what if I make this mistake? What if I make that? So that's always kind of the first question that they ask. And we all are human, and humans make mistakes, and that's a given. But then in this world right now, it's really like, with so much competition, mistakes have become like something that is not even allowed. Or like for even one tiny little mistake, we end up beating ourselves up a lot and everything. So what advice do you have to give to people for that, the fear of making mistakes?
Drop perfectionism.
Yeah.
Own perfection. That's just one thing. Because if you can, the idea of people fearing to make mistakes is basically being perfect. They want to be perfect at everything. Now, as I said even before, also, bad traits, good traits, whatever traits, mistakes are going to happen, and it's okay to make mistakes. Treat them as learnings. I look at mistakes as stepping stones. I look at them as, okay, one level up. Chalo, ye ho gaya hai. Now, what's the next step? What do I do? What did I learn from this? So whenever you make a mistake, see, you might have a fear of saying, oh, if I make a mistake, what's going to happen? What are they going to say? Convert that. If I make a mistake, what's going to happen? At the most, I will learn something. Yes, people are going to talk anyway. Whether they talk or don't talk, is it your business? It's not yours. It is your control. It's not yours. How much ever you say that, okay, what do people say? Yeah, people are going to talk. You got to accept it. You said something on social media, it was a mistake, you shouldn't have said it. Like now in this interview, if I say something and I say it by mistake, yeah, okay, people heard it, they're going to talk. What's my learning? Next time I'll be more mindful that I don't say it. That's it.
Yes.
That's how it is. What can you do? Can you be perfect? Sometimes a question is asked to you. Maybe you wanted to say something, but it was put it out differently. Like you see so many of these celebrities where they talk on interviews and everything. What happens to them? Sometimes they're put in a spot where they have to say certain things which end up being like disaster. But do they
Yes.
do they go and hide behind the scenes or what? No. No. They just accept, okay, fine, ho gaya na, so now it's done. Move on. We are human beings. We are not robots where everything is tuned with AI and all that, that we'll just say whatever is tuned and planned. If it was planned, there's no fun in life. That's the idea.
Yes. Very, very true. But I think the mistake people do is, they have this mentality of log kya kahenge, which I call as a middle class mentality. But then,
Yeah.
of course, like people are anyway going to talk, even if you are doing great, also. Like, people will say that you got it through a shortcut, some godfather was
I'll
there.
give you a very, very candid example right now. Okay. I've come for this session. Probably this will be a video that we'll put up, or maybe a podcast we'll put up, whatever the case. Okay. I've not worn any eyeliner and all that today. I've just come casual. I said, I'm going to come casual today because this is my authentic self. This is how I am. And I'm going to talk like a friend. So now, if people are going to have a problem with that, that's not my problem. Okay,
Very true.
fine. That's how it is. Yeah, you have your days you want to, just like let go. You have your days where you want to dress up, you want to do things. It's fine. That's you. So be it. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be careless. You're not going to be that, I don't give a damn. Of course I do give a damn. Of course I give a damn like big time, and I have to sit on a call and talk to somebody and talk sense. I am in that present moment. But at the same time, I'm not trying to wear any mask over here
Yes.
because I know I'm going to make some mistakes. Why in my webinars as well. I've been doing webinars for almost 3.5 years now, more 4 years. Oh, wow, just realized 4 years. So I've been doing webinars, and every time I'm doing a webinar, I'm still not perfect at it. I still do make little errors. Pronounce things differently. I forget a few things sometimes, which is okay. It's fine. It's part of the journey. But is that going to make me quit doing it? No.
That is so amazing. And I think this is going to give you a lot of bulbons for many people who are watching. Because every time I get this question only, this is the question I keep getting, like, what if I do this? What if that happens? What if this happens? The fear is like on another level. But then I think confidence, like, I think you've pretty much answered everything. So I do not have any new questions regarding this. So let's move on to the second part, which is the dressing sense. So, how do somebody dress in a way that can actually improve their confidence? That's one. And one more is, like, does it really make that difference? Because there are so many people telling that, looks are not important and, all of these things. But then I feel looks are important. Otherwise, like, I can go wearing a, track pant and t-shirt to a wedding. No, I cannot. Like, I have to wear a wedding related thing,
Yes.
something that is very traditional,
Yeah.
depending upon it. So, how important is dressing, and again, related to confidence as well, but how important is dressing? Let's go for that first. Then we'll talk about the relation to
Okay, I'll
confidence.
just connect everything, okay, because
Yeah.
it's all the same. When we talk about dressing up, I don't believe in wearing expensive clothes. I believe in wearing quality clothes. There's a difference.
Mhm.
And you can get quality clothes even in your budget. There's no such thing as, you have to spend this amount of money to, look good and all that. No. Um, I feel dressing up is a responsibility. It's a responsibility to yourself. It's a form of self-respect. When you respect yourself, automatically people will come and respect you. They don't even have to speak to you. You just walk into the room looking your best, and people will come and they'll want to work with you, you know. And this has happened from experience as well. When people see me, it's the same thing. When I walk into a program or into a session where there are about more than 100, 300 people like that, they come to me and they say, what do you do? What we want to work with you. And I swear this has really happened because of the way I've kind of put myself together. But talking about dressing, what really gets people to connect with you and how does that build that confidence is there are something called cues in dressing.
Oh,
Cues, messages. Your dressing gives out messages. Okay, like now, suppose if you're wearing, like how I'm wearing a t-shirt, it's more casual. Automatically, you'll say that's a casual, I've come casually dressed. But if I wear a jacket, it'll look formal. It'll look, because there are certain cues in the jacket which is making you look more formal, authoritative, right? Now, if I wear a t-shirt with a collar, it looks slightly more formal than what I'm wearing right now, right? Or if I wear like a say a bright color, maybe that'll look more, it'll give a cue of maybe joy or happiness or maybe excitement or maybe fun, right? It just depends on how you portray and how do you put your point across through the clothes that you wear. Now, clothes is one side of it. The other side is the fit. The fit is very, very important. If you're wearing a nice blazer, it's a nice color, but the fit is really bad, it's a big down. Okay. But if you wear something really fitted and even the color might not be the greatest, it might not be the best, but the fit is really good, people will be very, very impressed. So that whole thing of dressing to impress or to show up as as impressive comes down to all these different things. Now, when it comes to fit, it's also about your body. I'm not talking about your body shape. We're talking about how you maintain your body through health. So what do you do? Do you go and do you take care of the way clothes fit you? Then how does it happen? How do you fit into good clothes? How do you look good in good clothes? Is when you work on your body. So when you automatically work on your body, all the clothes that you wear look really good on you. It's just that. But if you don't, and then you are wearing something and then it doesn't really look good, it doesn't connect. How? Even the best dress will not look good on you. So I feel it's all connected. When you're looking at physical appearance, it's about your health, it's about how you go and manage your body, how you take care of your body. And there's no one size fits all. Just because fit means that you have to have a nice hourglass figure for women, or men have to have that inverted triangle wherein they have big shoulders. It's not required. But what is your definition of fitness? What is your definition of looking good? Okay, you want to go hourglass? Work on it. You want to go, want to have broad shoulders for the men? Work on it. It's not stereotypical, but it is something that you have in your mind that you want to work because you feel it's possible for you. Now, some people are a little curvy. Dress according to being curvy. You don't have to be, because somebody is wearing something very skimpy and tight fitted doesn't mean you have to wear the same thing. It's just what works for you. And of course, connecting it with where you're going. Like how you said, wedding, if you're going for a wedding, you have to dress the part. You have to wear something that is related to wedding. But you dress the part, but you dress for yourself as well. What works best for you?
You don't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for the quality clothes. So that is something that people are just, there are so many people telling me, I can't spend so much. And, all of this, that's something. And wardrobe is something that is very overwhelming for a lot of people. So there, let's say I'm talking about this person newly, like as I said that even I want a, wardrobe makeover. So now for somebody who says that I want a wardrobe makeover and I want to change everything so what's the starting point for someone like that? What should they do?
For a wardrobe makeover?
Yeah.
I think the first thing is they need to define what their role is in this world and, personally, professionally, like what are they planning to do and how do they want to be seen by people? That's the first step. Then, of course, after that, there's wardrobe auditing. There is wardrobe, you go and figure out what is actually currently there in your wardrobe, which you can already use. What do you need to buy? What do you need to discard? What is not serving you anymore? So we have all that. That's an entire process we follow. But to start with, it's about the awareness of what do you want to portray in the world. If you're a person who's a minimalist, for example, person who likes just few colors, basic wardrobe, that's okay. So be it. I'm not telling you that you need to have all clothes. You need to be somebody who has variety. It's good to have variety. At least for me, my personality, I like variety. so that I can change, I can come up with different, and I like to create with my outfits. So that's just me. But if somebody else doesn't resonate with that, we respect that. And we say that, okay, that is your awareness. Number one, that's one thing. Secondly, how do you want your wardrobe to serve your roles, all your roles in your life? Because everyone plays different roles. So how do you want that to serve? And then thirdly is that, okay, how do you want people to see you as, say, if you're a leader? Like, say, in your case, you're a psychologist, or in somebody else's case, she's a life coach, or whatever the case. So how do you want to be seen in front of your audience?
Yeah.
So that's where the starting happens with wardrobe design.
Okay. For me, especially as I am not someone who is, very keen on the dressing sense. So for me, when I think about wardrobe only, like I am kind of going a little crazy, Kish, what should I buy? What should I not buy? And, there are so many people like me, even though it is typically the other way around. But for me, when I go for shopping also, I am a little bit overwhelmed. Should I even buy this? Will this
That's
work for
because
me?
you're not very sure about what you want to wear, and you're not very sure about the style part. So I think that also comes down to the awareness. It comes down to understanding you as a personality and you as a person, and how do you want to own that by, showing yourself confidently in what clothes you choose to wear. So that
Okay.
is that is something that is a process that you have to work on.
Okay. So there are some things that people keep saying that, this doesn't work and this does work and stuff like that. So I have two questions related to that. One is related to the prints and one is related to the fabric. So do you think there are, any specific fabrics or specific prints? For example, for me, when I wear floral, people don't take me seriously. But when I wear something, stripes or something, people take me more seriously. I've seen that shift happening. And if I'm wearing a blazer, of course, like that's like the bare minimum, where if I wear a blazer, people take me more seriously, So that is anyway there. But, I still feel like there is a lot related to how you dress, like other than the wedding example, that, even little bit of things, like if I'm wearing floral, the moment I wear floral or the moment I wear pink, okay, then, people are like very girly, and, that girly is told as something wrong, which I don't agree with, but I've seen that happening. So the way people think we are supposed to kind of dress up in that way, that's something that is a big question for me all this time. Ki people think like this, so let me wear like this. So that's something that I am not really very, very happy with, because we don't want to be like that. We want to be more authentic. So how do we bridge that gap?
So it comes down to your mindset. It comes down to what you believe. Okay. And I also feel that when see, it's not what people think. It's about what you think. Okay. Because the reflection of what people think is there in you as well. So if they say that, you are floral, your floral is makes you girly and all that, that's because you also feel that way. It's just that. Okay, so
Okay.
that because that's what the thought is in your mind, that people think I look girly and all that, and they associate. So everyone associates different cues, associates with different cues, keeping their experience in mind. Like now, if you look at the color red, not everybody looks at it as a positive color. Some say passion, some say love, some say anger, some say, I don't know, there's other different cultures doing different things, right?
Violence and blood also.
Yeah, so it's just that. So it's just what they have come. So everyone talks about things based on their background and their experience. So
Yeah.
florals is always looked as feminine. Even if men wear floral shirts, though it's like the small floral shirts they wear, right? The small patterns. That also is looked at as, not feminine, but people are like, they say, okay, this guy is what is the word? I forget the word, but then, they're not very masculine, so they are like ready to, explore different patterns and everything, and they're very stylish and all that. So it just depends on where their experience. Now, there are some people who are very limited in experience with regards to what they see in clothes and colors and patterns, right? So for them, they might be like, "Yeah, I've been only seeing striped shirts for the longest time in my life, so I only relate with striped shirts."
Mm.
Then some people say I only see black, blue, and red and white as my standard color. So black, blue, and white only I will connect. So it just depends on what they. But then somewhere that is your thought process also, because that's something that you have also learned in the past.
Yeah.
And now you said when I wear a blazer, people take me seriously, right? It's true. Why do they take you seriously? It's very simple. The cues, how a blazer is designed it's designed to show authority.
Yeah.
That's the idea of it. That's why they say blazer is one of the highest levels of the spectrum in styling. If you want to go absolutely formal, wear a blazer, and which everyone today knows.
Yeah.
Awareness, I think everybody has. Even a younger girl would have it. Even somebody who's in her teens will probably have it because they learn that. They see it, right? And everything is about seeing and believing. What other people say, you also follow in the end. So that's one way to look at it. Now, when it comes to patterns and everything, it's about what you are comfortable in. And of course, it does connect with your body type, it connects with your personality, it connects. So there are many things to it, right? But I also feel it's very personal. It's also what you choose. Because if you are not comfortable wearing certain things, how will people be comfortable in your presence? But
Very
if
true.
you're comfortable wearing florals and people find it really nice and you're very attractive and you're very like they can connect with you, why not?
Mm.
So use it to your benefit,
Yeah.
is what I feel.
Very true. And this is very profound. So let's come to the second part, which is the fabric. Some people say that, if you're wearing something very flowy, then, again, it's not good, or, you are not taken seriously or something like that. And when you're wearing something very stiff, that is what we have heard a lot. So what is your take on it?
Yes, that is something that people already know. Okay, so I know that we live in an information era and everybody knows everything. But when it comes to fabrics, again, it's about what you choose. And I feel fabrics is directly connected to your values. So if you feel that, you're a person who wears a lot of cottons and linens and all that, so be it. But how the fit, again, coming down to the fit of of what you wear, or rather the fabric that is connected to what clothes you're planning to wear. Like say it's a blazer, it's a cotton or a linen blazer. If the fit is not good, then that's where you need to work on, right? So it just depends on that. Now, if you're a person who likes to wear synthetics, you don't mind polyesters and everything, then the fits are much more easier because those are more, they're more versatile. Those fabrics, right? You can use them. You can use them for a long time. So it's just how you see and your perception of fabrics. It's not like I have to wear this and I don't have to wear this, right? There are many people who are very particular about fabrics. I've seen that. I worked with one of our celebrities, Milind Soman, for Cult Fit. I had worked with him on a styling project. And as a stylist, you choose clothes and you give it to the celebrity and he wears it and they shoot the thing. So I thought my work is very, very easy. I just need to go to Nike, Adidas, Puma, pick up some fitness clothes and give it to him. I went for the shopping, I went for everything, I went all out with it. They gave me a budget and everything. I went and did it and came back. And I showed it to Milind. And Milind just said, what is this crap? The
Okay.
styling is, the colors are good, but I will not wear this. Like, why? No, because the fabrics are not what I want. I want cotton. I want anything that is breathable. I don't want any synthetics. So, zero synthetics. So, please read the labels and come back. So, I actually had to go and return all this, read the labels, and pick up what was actually cotton, which brought down my styling, of course. Like I couldn't really choose colors and all. I had to just be very specific. But then Brodan, he was very happy with that. He said, this is my value. That taught me so much about people. That one incident taught me so much. Like, okay, so people have preferences with regards to fabrics as well. So even if I tell them wear this fabric, it's better, they will still not because they'll rather choose their values.
Yeah.
A lot of people have gone organic. So they will wear organic fabrics. Can you force them to wear polyester and all that? No. So it's just what really works for them. And I think everything is connected with values and everything is connected with who you are as a person and your roots.
So when it comes to some fabric which people, conventionally say is not official, I can still find official clothes in that fabric and still make it.
Yes, it depends on the fit, it depends on what you do, it depends on how you put it together, right? There's also something like creativity is a big thing in the way we dress, in the way we show up. And how do you want people to see you? It comes down to your creativity as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's one more thing.
Okay. So I'll give my perspective on that as well. Like my skin is very sensitive. So I like more flowy, like Georgette or chiffon, or that's the kind of things. And I'm very lucky to have found some really amazing official clothes which are like that, little flowy, and then a blazer on top will just manage that whole thing. So I've thankfully found, but it's not easy to find.
Yeah.
It's usually not. It's all very stiff, and it just it's little irritable for my skin, and I'm very sensitive on that. The skin sensitivity is very, very high for me. So even like if there is a part of the bill tag of a dress, right, like at the back. So if there is that there is a chain like thing, right? If it still remains at the back, then the whole day I'll be just thinking about it. Like I can't. I'm that sensitive. So for me, this Georgette clothes, like whether it is even saris for that matter, if I'm wearing a silk sari, I'm very underconfident. But then the moment I wear a Georgette sari or something very flowy, soft silk kind of thing, no, I'm much more confident. So I think it's again coming back to the fact that how we feel about that dress rather than
Yeah.
just the dress in itself.
Yeah, it's about how it's not only about what you feel, it's your personality, it's your values, it's about comfort, it's about confidence, it's about so many things put together. And yes, there are certain cues in clothes that you should not do if you want to portray a certain thing a certain way, or if you feel you want to portray a certain way, then you should do. It's just what your role and what your responsibility as a person really asks, what it demands. That's why it comes down to self-respect
Yeah.
first. How do you want to be seen? How do you want to be remembered? Like when you walk into the room, people should remember, oh, that girl, I remember, she was wearing this, and she's looking so good. So that's the idea of working on this when it comes to holistically working on your impact.
Wow, that's so amazing. So now coming back to the point of how your journey started. So let's go a little bit over there. How was your background like? How was it thinking that, okay, I will be starting my own business and I'll, independently, single-handedly starting, even though now you have a team, you are the one managing the team, then, it's still called single-handedly only because you are still the person who put together everything.
Yeah.
So, how easy was it or how difficult was it? What was that journey like?
See, if it was easy, it wouldn't have been fun. It was not
Yes.
easy at all. It was definitely hard. It was definitely difficult. I faced a lot of challenges, a lot of, moments where I was just trying to, break through it. If you asked me this 5 years ago, I would have probably been very scared to answer it. But today, when I look back, I'm very happy that whatever has happened has happened. Like I struggled, I did not have. So I come from a background where my mom and dad, they are not, they don't have any business mindset. My dad's a doctor, my mom's a homemaker and a yoga instructor, and she's also done image consulting with me. In fact, good thing is that, I mean, it's a trivia. She hears this, she'll be like, wow, she finally said it. But I used to always hesitate saying this that she joined in when I was a teacher at ICBI. So
Okay.
she joined ICBI, she was in a batch, and I was teaching another batch. And I was a teacher that time, and she was a student.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
So she's like, why don't you just say it? So what? I'm learning from you. What is there? So, anyways, that's how it is. That's how my background has been. And my dad has never been into business, and he's always been a person who, does service and everything. And partially my whole my side of being hardworking comes from him.
Mhm.
And my side of being elegant and that personality and speaking well comes from my mom. So, it's like a good blend of both of them that I'm standing here in front of you. When it comes to business, actually, my business mindset started when I got married. I got married in 2013. but I did not build a business as such, but I was getting the hang of it because I was married into a business family. So my husband's a complete, they have a family business and everything. So that got me to learn a few things on the way, which got me to build my training coaching into a business in 2019 before COVID hit. So that's how the whole journey started. And of course, it was a challenge. I was getting opportunities, but I was not getting paid well. I was, being undervalued. They did not trust me. All that was there. But in the journey, that's what you face, right?
Yeah.
As in when I built the business, I started building visibility. I started building, talking to more people. I used to do interviews like this. I used to, like go ahead and talk to people and, just like get myself out there, and it was not easy. Like I've had days where I've just like sat and said, I'm not doing this anymore. And I've had days wherein, I've done webinars where I've worked so hard for it, but I've got zero sales. I've done where I've worked on 10 one-on-one calls back to back and I've got zero conversions. Like I've had, moments like that wherein it has almost broken me. And that made me stronger. Like I used to hesitate talking about it, but now I'm just like, what, so be it. Everyone goes through it. So now I'm on that journey and I don't mind it being hard because it's better to be hard because when it's hard, there's a lot of learning on the
Yes.
way. There's a lot of stories to tell to people, and it's
Yes.
easier to tell the stories later on. I can just open up and talk about so many stories. And I can also say that the journey is worth treading because it is worth treading. If it was easy, you won't be learning anything. It'd just be like, yeah, okay, if it's easy, then everyone would have built a brand, built a business, done very well for themselves. So, yeah, that's the little bit background about it.
So, what was the toughest part in all of this, the journey?
I think it was overcoming imposter syndrome. I used to always think that I'm not because I don't have any business background and nothing. So I used to always think that how am I teaching people branding and image and personality when I myself am not. So I never really looked at it. And as to, again, I was downplaying myself on and off. I was playing the small game. But then once I started meeting my mentors, going for personal development courses, then being a part of their crew and all that, over the years, I started developing myself and becoming much better as like more, I would say more receptive, more assertive in whatever I'm doing. So that got me to come out of it. So I think it's a journey. I'm not saying I still don't have fears. I do have fears, but I don't let those fears own me. I control
Okay.
them. So that's the thing.
So beautiful. How to overcome this point where you're trying to do something for yourself and you're trying to build a business, trying to prove others, and as you said, because of imposter syndrome, you're trying to prove to yourself also. There is a point where you're like, okay, I want to do it because I have to tell myself that I am worth it. That also comes into play, and then everyone around you are also not trusting you enough, thinking that क्या ही कर लेगी, that kind of mentality, and that's very, very prevalent. And I'm saying this especially for women. There are so many young girls. I have a lot of friends who are very young girls, like 20-year-old, 19-year-old. They are just making something for themselves, something in the sense just searching for a job. So they are in that level where even for that simple thing also there are parents or relatives and teachers, everybody who are like asking you, okay, it's okay, you don't have to do it, you can just get married, all of these things. And of course they want to do something, but because of all these people and their own imposter syndrome is just again playing the small game. So what advice would you like to give to them, to especially a 20-year-old? Let's take it on that point where she's just completed her degree and she's trying to get a job and she's thinking कि बस एक job मिल जाए काफी है. From that point to thinking big, like how we are doing, like how we are working on changing people's lives and impacting people's lives. So what kind of advice would you like to give to them?
I would just say one thing, find a mentor earlier. Don't wait for it. Find a mentor, find somebody who has already done it and gone through that journey. And when you find that mentor will help you faster. It's not about, getting quick results. It's about getting the right results and moving the right direction. So
Wow.
when you take the right path, it's not always that, see, our parents, our family, they all love us. Okay, I know that. And they come from a space of protection, of comfort, of everything. They look out for us because that's how they have grown up as kids as well. Because their parents also taught them the same thing. So we have to understand that when your parents are guiding you, they're guiding you from the space of only goodwill, right? But when you grow, as and when the years grow and as and when the years pass, your parents, their information, what they know becomes limited, how much ever they say. Because with the current ways of working in the world, trends change, people change, thoughts change, the way we do education changes, everything changes. So we have to be more aware, which means that you have to get somebody who actually is moving on that path, who's beyond your parents and beyond your family, because they are mentors in their own ways, they are coaches in their own ways. But you need to find somebody who will get you the right path, the right guidance. So if you find a mentor who is going to allow you to get out of your fears, or is going to, they have their ways of doing it because they have been through it. Your parents also will have their ways, but probably it will not be the best way to work. Probably there'll be an addition. Probably they will be one part of it, your mentor will be another part of it. But it's better to find a mentor earlier. Like, I mean, we were not taught all that when we were in our 20s, to be honest, because we were like, go and learn from your teacher. You're a student in school, you're learning in school, enough of that. So this was all not there that time. Now you have the luxury, I call it luxury, of having a mentor earlier in life so that you grow. And by the time you're 30, 40, whatever, you have already got so many things sorted out in your life at 20.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's just that. Just find a mentor.
Yeah, that's actually very good advice. Of course, there are so many people who are still having a lot of financial constraints, and then they have to go to that conventional path of getting the job.
I look at financial constraints as not constraints. That's again a mindset. Because if you want to make it work, like now, if you want to go to a very good school, like a B school or an MBA or whatever you want to go and study, you will find a way. You'll make sure that it will happen because you want to do it, right? It's the same thing with coaching and mentoring. If you want to work on yourself, you want to build it. You don't, like it's not a priority. I'll come back later. If you're going to do that, you're only going to postpone it. It's like saying it's not a priority to be in B school and get a job then next. It's the same thing. So look at it as something that your mentor is allowing you to get a job, pushing you to get a job or get whatever that you want in life. So it's better to have that mindset at very earlier on in life so that you grow and you grow out of your own adversities faster than you think.
Wow. That's very beautiful. And I feel like, the takeaway on this particular question is for me is that, when you have the passion, you'll somehow make it happen. Like you'll
Yeah.
find a way to make it happen. But if you keep looking at your fear and then, you will stop yourself. And it's not because of the external things, it's all because of what we think.
Yes.
And yeah, and I think the awareness, as you said, is the most important thing. Yeah. So the next question on this is how, of course, like we have our fears. Okay. Just because I have the passion, it doesn't mean that I don't have the fear. Like I have also achieved a lot and up until now, but still I have some fears. It's not like the fears have gone. And I'm sure you also have some fears on going to the next step as well. Like that's how we do it. But, with the fears also come the comfort zone. So you're already doing this now. You've been doing over 7 years, right? Like you've been doing this for 7 years. So 7 years, it's become a comfort zone, and then now you think of going to the next step, but still the comfort zone is still there. So what advice would you like to give to people on this part? They're like, okay, theek hi chal raha hai, why should I take that kind of thing? So they want to do it, but still they are just holding on to that comfort zone. So what kind of advice you want to give to them?
I think it's just break out of that comfort zone by breaking out, like look at it as a barbed wire and break the barbed wire and go and take risks. That's it. It's just very simple. I don't feel there's any deep advice to be given in this because it's just that if your intention is true, that you're passionate, you will do whatever it takes. If you've come, like now for me, I've been in the training coaching industry for 12 years.
Oh,
I've been
interesting.
doing that's why I said in the beginning, I've been doing that, and then I got online in 2019. I built my business in 2019, like I took it all online in 2019. So it's been, of course, I have faced my own challenges. I've been in my comfort zone. I've been, partially like this thing. And when you get out of your comfort zone, you take risk, then that becomes a comfort zone after a point, which is what you said. But to get out of that again is about breaking the glass ceiling and seeing the intention that you have. What is the intention? Okay, now I need to get out of this. That means I have to grow further. What is that intention? And that intention goes stronger than your fears. And then when that becomes stronger than your fears, you end up doing things even though you're fearful about it.
Yeah.
And then that's when the change happens. So I would just say that look at your intentions. Are your intentions stronger than your fears? Take action. That's all.
Yeah. It's
If
it's
you have
more
to
with,
go, if you have to
the
go
risk.
and if you have to go and sell a product or sell a service online or whatever, and you're hesitating, why are you hesitating? It's because of your fears. You're only looking within. Now, if you sell a product and it's going to benefit at least 50 people to start with, is that more important or your fear more important?
Very true. Very true.
That's how I
So
look.
I think it's coming from a point of, oh, I need to take that risk. What if I lose that money? What if I, do that? So, but this kind of question, and I think that again boils down to the perfectionism that we were talking about earlier. But in all of these things, we may be okay with losing the time. We may be okay with losing with anything else for that matter, except for family, of course. We are okay with that. But one thing that people are really kind of holding on to is the financial aspect, the risk of finance. When I'm putting this money, then what if I lose this money? Kind of, that mentality.
So if they have that mentality, that means they're already starting whatever they are doing with that mentality, with that mindset. That they're already starting it and saying, okay, what if I lose out on something? What if I lose out on this money? And then when they start working on that particular thing, putting in the money, they will lose that money because that's how they saw it in their mind. But if
Yeah.
you tell me like this, that okay, I'm going to put in this, is going to be an investment wherein I'm going to grow. And okay, tomorrow it doesn't go as planned. There are two ways to look at it. Either I failed or I've got to learn something from this, and maybe this was a stepping stone to move forward. I'll give an example Facebook ads. I have been running Facebook ads for 4 years, more than 4 years now. I started doing it myself. Of course, I did have fears. I said, okay, I'm going to put in the money. What's going to happen? There's going to be uncertainty there. What if I don't get the leads I want? What if I don't get the people in my webinar? And it happened. It did happen initially. At that moment, I was, of course, much less experienced in that. So I was a little clueless about it, right?
Mhm.
But the next time, did I quit? Did I stop doing it? No. I found another way to do it. I started asking my friend for help. Then I paid a small amount to my friend. That's when I started saying, okay, this is the next level. First, I did it myself. Now, my friend did it. Okay, now let's see how it goes. From my friend, I went to a team, an agency. From an agency, I went to a better agency. So it's like there's a journey. Now it's up to you whether you want to take that journey. Now, if I had gone back to, okay, I did my Facebook ads myself and I lost all the money and I'm going to lose money, continue losing money. My mindset would have been, I'm never going to spend on Facebook ads. I'm never going to grow it. So I don't care. And I would never know that how far I would have come the way I've come today with Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So I see it as, when you're diving into something, like now I've seen many of my clients, they'll dive into with the intention that, okay, I have to spend so much and this is what it is. This is my financial, I'm scared. What's going to happen? What if I don't make any money? What if I don't get the goals I want? And when they keep coming back with these doubts, they don't reach that point because they were so doubtful in their own mind. But if they come with the intention, I'm going to pay it, and I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to get the maximum from this. Because in the end, it's also you. It is the action that you are taking. It's not just what the coach or the mentor are telling you. They will sit and tell you, but then in the end, you have to take that action and go and do that.
Yeah.
So then that's where you change your mentality again, right? So it's all here, I feel.
Oh, that was so profound. This actually changes a lot for me also, because I know that there are so many people like I know who are going through this. They are like they're asking me like how, why, what if I put in ads and nothing happens? There are so many of these questions that they ask, and I'm starting out with ads, and I'm like I'm already working on it. I'm starting with it. I'm doing all these things, but I did not have these questions. But then people are telling me a lot of these things. Ki, really, are you doing, what if nothing happens next week? I don't have an answer to them, but I think this gives a lot of answer that okay, if something happens like that, then I will still learn from it. That's the final at the end of it.
See, now, if you go and jump, like now you do bungee jumping. Okay, let's not look at bungee jump. Let's look at skydiving. Okay, a
Hmm.
lot of people are fearful. They're
Yeah.
scared of heights. Okay. Now, when you're on the plane, you have taken all the action till going on the plane. You've worn the jacket, life jacket. They're telling you we're going to jump with you. You just have to jump.
Hmm.
Everything is set, ready, set. But when you go on the plane and then you don't jump, how would you feel?
Yes.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing with this. Now you put in so much effort, so many things are done. You are building something really big and you want to help a lot of people. Now the only way, not the only way, one of the ways is to go and run Facebook ads. And it is a risk, it's a big risk because it's money, right? The other thing is finding a mentor who can guide you, which again is costing you. But then
Yeah.
if you look at it this way, that okay, I've done so much, and if I don't do this, if I don't take this risk, what is going to happen? Will I continue being where I am today? Yes. You're not going to go back. You're going to only reach till there. That's about it. If I jump, if I jump across, I jump from the plane, what's going to happen after that? I'll be a little scared initially. I will be a little overwhelmed initially, but then when I land, I'll be like, I'm alive. No, what happened? There was support, there was planning, there was everything. I'm still alive. Okay, little bit you nudge your knee and you fall down on your knee instead of your legs or instead of your feet. Okay, I got a little hurt, a little scraped. That's all. No, that's all happened. What?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this. If you
Very true.
want, if you feel that you lack funds or anything, that's what is in your mind. Number one, okay, but it's not so bad as you think, especially when you're growing.
Yeah.
Because you will have to spend the money sometimes that you don't have. Maybe you have to get some money that you have to borrow or whatever, which fair enough, we all have done it. But that's how you grow, right?
Yeah. That's Yeah, it's so important for people to know that it's okay. Like people
Yeah.
are stuck on that only and
Will you
holding
borrow
on to
some
it.
money and then return it later? So be it. That's how it is. Everyone's, see, I know the biggest of biggest leaders who have gotten to where they are today have spent money that they didn't have.
Hmm.
They have gone and they have invested money, like, I don't know, a lot of money, lakhs and lakhs of money on education, on their own personal development, but they didn't have it themselves. They were not
Yeah.
making any profits, nothing. They were just going to learn because the intention is not to only collect money. It is about growing and then building a profit out of it. That is when you grow. So that is what I feel. I mean, that's my personal way of looking at it. And whenever I go there and learn, I'm like, okay, that is my intention.
Wow, amazing. So now let's come back to kind of the present, like all these years of the journey. Can you just explain a little bit about some success stories were like really profound of your students, that is, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've had a lot of success stories. I mean, there are a lot, but I'm just going to spend not much time talking about maybe one or two of them or three of them. So my clients come from a variety of backgrounds. We have different kinds of people who are entrepreneurs, startup owners, we have coaches, consultants, we have therapists, we have healers, all kinds of people coming in from different working professionals. So I think one is one of my clients. She currently has a global presence without many followers on Instagram. Okay, she has a global presence. She's been able to impact more than 400 clients one on one and group. Okay, and this is all after she joined my community, and she started getting my coaching and everything, which was really nice. And I could see that, she was growing and she took action at every step. Everything. She just like, yeah, whatever it is, I'm going to take that action. Whether it's image, personality, anything that I need to work on, just tell me, I'll do it. So that's how she surrendered to the journey and she was able to achieve the results, and she continues doing it. She's a hypnotherapist and a healer and a mindset coach and all that. So she's also doing it, in a large scale now. She lives in Mysore and she also owns a business, a beauty business, a salon. And she's like, the same thing I've been able to use even in my business. And that's given me a lot of good results. That's one. The other one is there's this person who's a startup owner. He owns about three startups now. And he's in the biotechnology space. So he was able to get funding from the government. Now, earlier it was about, I think if I'm not remembering the numbers, but 2 or 3 lakhs of funding. It started 2 or 3 lakhs of funding. Now it's moved on to 3 crores of funding from the government. All because of his confidence, his image, his personality. He's been able to grow it. And he's been able to use whatever we have told him to use in the coaching. And that has given him the results. So today he's government funded. So it's like amazing to see him grow also. And he comes from a space where he's an introvert, and he was not able to go and show his face in the camera. But when he started and when I helped him and all that, he was like, okay, so this is how it is. And he's conducted trainings for us. He's, at Impact Creators Club. So I also have like a circle, which is called the Impact Achievers Circle in our community, wherein anyone who's achieved any kind of impact, whether it's confidence, image, business, money, income, anything, they come on this circle. It's a complimentary, initiative wherein they get to serve my clients at the club. So they get to train them and guide them, and then they get their leads from them. So that's how it works. So this is one more person who did really well. Then I had one other I had a life coach also. I mean, this is like one of the stories. There's so many, but I don't think we have so much time to talk about that. But there was another lady. She came in with she was very skeptical. That, I don't know if I did the right thing. Okay, she had all that kind of mentality. And then she attended one of my coaching and she got some advice and everything. And within that 1 month, she got to her first 2 clients, high ticket clients. So it was like, she's like, I just worked on my image, personality, confidence. I said something differently, and that's how it happened. So there are these kind of eureka moments, aha moments, like, okay, this is working, so I can definitely take this forward and work on it. So yeah, like that, we have had many people. We have had somebody who landed a TEDx talk. We had somebody who landed, a lot of paid PR. We had somebody who just built a brand in Canada. We had someone who is a lawyer from Trinidad and Tobago who has, built his global presence. He was only in Trinidad and Tobago. Now he's known. So it's like, sky is the limit to the kind of results we have seen. And we know this concept works. So that's how you build an impact.
It's very, very inspiring, actually. So I wanted to ask a different question, but because you talked about camera, this is one thing many people would want to know. I have also been camera shy back in 2021, and now it took me some time, and I had my own ways to get closer and kind of mend my relationship with the camera. So for me, because I have been into dancing, so I started dancing, and in front of camera without any makeup or anything. It's like home cut dress only. I don't even because of the perfectionism, I don't even comb my hair. I don't do anything. I just come and I dance in front of the camera. I won't post it anywhere, but that every day of just coming in front of camera doing some dance, I don't even think if it's good or not. So that way I was able to overcome perfectionism as well as camera shyness in one. So this is how I came out of it. But then of course you might be having many ways to actually get out of the camera shyness and the fear also. Some people are in fear of camera as well. So what advice would you like to give to get out of camera shyness?
I think it's just about taking action and taking small steps every day. I call it the 1 degree shift. Every day you take the 1 degree shift, you just even if it's small thing of going and standing in front of the camera and just talking without recording. So I do have, so one of my older courses in my community is a 10-day video confidence challenge, which I think one of my clients also had done, and she saw massive results. Till today, she's doing reels, like without fail, she does reels every day. So
Okay.
because of that. So it's just that I call it the 1 degree shift because it's about, doing small things towards it, right? And maybe taking small action, like probably, you know, again, mounting the camera somewhere and just saying something without recording it. Doing that for 1 or 2 days. Then the third day you start recording it. Then the fourth day you make a mistake. You make some errors. Fifth day you try to do it better. Like that, you keep working on it over a period of time, you will see that there is a lot of change in you. So I feel it's a progress, it's a journey again. But the idea is to just go and take action, stop overthinking about it. Because nobody is going to be perfect in their first video. And to be very, very candid about it, your first of anything is going to suck. Whether it's your webinar, whether it's your video, whether it's how you train, whether it's whatever you do, it's going to suck. Because when you look back, you're going to be very happy that you took that action. So that's the idea of, that's how I told even this guy who, was more camera friendly and he's become more candid, he uses humor, he uses fun. Like he has fun now in his trainings. So he started with a lot of hesitance. Like he was very, very hesitant. And then when I told him this, just take this action slowly, you'll be able to see changes in yourself. He was able to take action, and that's what the results is.
Okay. Okay. So now the final two general questions which I ask in all of my interviews, I'll come to that. So what advice would you like to give to your younger self? Maybe an 18-year-old or 15-year-old, you can choose. Something you can go back and say, so it can be better. Your journey could be better or something.
I would not trade my journey for what it could have been. But I would just tell my younger self that stop being too hard on yourself and just let go. Let go and don't let anybody dull your shine.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so happy with this line. I'm going to make this the tagline of this video. Okay. Okay, that was so awesome. Thank you so much for this particular line mainly. And anything that you feel that you need to give as an advice to the world because you think this is the need of the hour related to your profession.
I think the world can be a better place if you work on your personality and image more. I feel, and I also feel that the only competition in anything is going to only increase. Awareness is only going to increase, whether it's personal, professional, anything. We are living in an era wherein information is freely available on YouTube and everything. But what makes people choose you over the others? Yes, you could be very good at what you do, but what makes people choose you over the competition that is around you? So it's always good to work on your image, your personality, your impact, and all the areas of your impact so that you put on your best in terms of, in front of people and you give your 100%. And your 100% is your personal 100%. You don't have to worry about what their 100% is. You have to worry about what your 100% is. And if your 100% is something that, you're going beyond your comfort zone, your adversities, your fears, everything, so be it. That's how it should be. I feel that you need to stand up for yourself by working on your image because it's your self-respect that you need to work on.
Wow. That was so profound and so inspiring. Seriously, I've learned so much, and I feel like if this was not a recording, like I would be sitting with notes. So when I'm checking the recording to edit, also I know that I'm going to sit with a lot of notes. So thank you so much for this. This was very, very inspiring. I know this is more inspiring for the people, especially women who are I can say girls. They are in their 18-year-old or 20-year-old who are just coming out, and this is going to be very, very helpful for them. So on behalf of so many of those girls, thank you so much for this. This was really awesome.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to a part two, and again we'll connect and we'll have a part two where we'll be talking more related to image. This was more related to coming out of your comfort zone, confidence, and all of these things which make people very sensitive, right? As my podcast is. So that is what we were looking forward to. I think more we'll be talking in the next one. We'll be going very deep into the image as well, the image and how you present yourself. I think we'll go into that. So looking forward to another video very, very soon with you. Thank you so much for coming. This was a pleasure.
Always. Thank you for having me on this, Deepika.
Thank you. Thank you so much.